Hello everybody, it is day 3 here at the To Bead True Blue show in Tucson, Arizona. My name is James. I am the host of the Conversations in Wire YouTube series on our SoftFlex channel. Today we're going to be making a cute little Celtic style link that you can make whatever you want out of, actually. So it's going to be a little quick demo. Good morning, Diana. How are you today? All right. It was a beautiful morning this morning. We had a bright rainbow right outside of our hotel room. It was very nice. Morning, Teresa. Hi, Kat. So I am going to go ahead and just flip down because I know a lot of people are just excited to see this link. So here we go. Sorry about that. Silly phone. All right. How are we looking this morning? Are we totally blurry and pixelated? Hi, Kristen. All right, so here is the finished product from yesterday when we made all those little links. I made a little bracelet, and actually Thomas made this little closure for me, so that was cool. And then I was talking about how I made it kumihimo with wire, and so I made this ring out of it. Can everybody see it? It was really fun. I enjoyed making this. Totally not my style, but somebody will like it somewhere. And you could probably put like a bead or 3 in there and that'd be even prettier. Kathy, am I unfroze? Hi, Kimberly. Thanks a lot. Alright, so let's get started on our little wire heart here. Now earlier I tried to use 22 gauge because that's the wire that comes in our kit, and I thought that that would be a nice little project to just have when you order the kit, but the wire was just a little too soft, so I went up to 20 gauge. So we're going to try this out. Alright, so I got about, I would say, a foot of wire, and like I always say, more is better because you can't add wire back on. Actually, that's not a foot, is it? That's like 10 inches. Well, let's try it with that. Maybe we'll make a smaller heart. Okay. So I like to take my wire and straighten it out with my nylon jaw tool. Yeah, it has been a struggle, Kimberly, let me tell you. The storm yesterday really messed up everybody's Wi-Fi access, so I think that's pretty much where the difficulties were happening. So in this project, I'm actually going to use the Loop-Right tools so that we can create similar size loops here at the bottom. And I'm going to put the first one at 5, kind of in the middle here, maybe a little off to the side. Just going to wrap it around like this. Okay, so now we have a nice little loop at the end here with our wire sticking up. And then I'm going to take this right wire and do the same thing. I'm going to go over and behind. And I'm just going to kind of mess with it so I like it where it is. And so when I end it, I'm going to have the two wires like that. So kind of perpendicular off to the left. So then I'm going to take the bottom left one and I'm going to wrap it around the 5 here. I went the wrong way. Because what we want to do is we want to end with this wire going off that way. So I'm all turned around. Okay. Okay. Just fiddle it until you have it the way that you like it. Okay. See, so we have a cute little trio there at the bottom. Alright, now we have a nice V. Now this is kind of the tricky part. We're going to gently curve our wire so it comes back to create a heart shape on both sides. And we want to make it so that this wire is straight down towards the middle. So same thing on the other side. I'm just going to curve it. And I'm putting, I'm squeezing the wire between my thumb and forefinger and kind of giving it a curve so that the wire bends the way that I want it to go without cranking. So you kind of have to be slow and gentle with this. Okay. So this is kind of my like pre-Valentine's project. And then just fiddle with it until you have it where you want it. Now, if you get your wires too curvy, you can always take your nylon jaw tool and straighten it out. Just be careful when you're pulling because you can pull your hoops out. So always put pressure on, like just pinch down on places that you don't want it to move when you're pulling. Thanks, Kimberly. That's great. The wire whisperer. I love that. So we have a nice little heart shape. I'm just going to squeeze it just a little so that the wires move more out of the way. Nope. One hump is bigger than the other. I don't like that. I'm all about symmetry. My art teachers used to tell me that I need to let that go because asymmetry is also good, but I never got that. This is fighting me. Alright. I like this left side, but this side, let's squeeze it a little and see what happens. Okay, that's a little better. Sometimes when you're working on a project and one thing goes wrong, you can spend hours just trying to correct that one thing. So what I always say is let that mistake happen because it gives it an organic handmade look. So if it's not 100% perfect, that's totally fine. Just let it be what it is. There. Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of try and straighten out that bump there because I do not like it. There we go. Alright. Okay, so there's kind of where we want to end up. And then the tricky part is going to be getting this to stay. Now I've been having problems today with my wrap springing back because these wires are really springy. So let's try and get this. So I'm using a 24 gauge. And I don't want too much wire because it's going to be a small wrap, and too much wire is going to get in my way. So I'm just going to cut off maybe 6, 7 inches around there. And 24 gauge and below, you can kind of finger straighten that. You don't have to use your nylon tools if you don't want to. Alright, so I'm going to lay this across. Actually, if you can run your wire behind, so kind of thread it through the heart shape, it makes it a little bit easier. And then give this a gentle curve so that when you put it through the other side, it's not going to kink on you. Be very careful because this will be the first thing that I'll want to do is just kink. Alright. You know, I actually have a tool that we carry here called the wire whacker, Kathy, and that does the same thing as tapping it with a nylon or a rawhide hammer if you don't have like an anvil service or a bench block. So that's what I was going to use after I finished, because that will help work harden the piece and not let it bend so easy. But good suggestion. So to make sure that this is not going to move, we're going to want to wrap it like at least 5 times. 3 is good, 5 is better. You know, more of that, you're starting to do a wire wrap, and then it is what it is at that point. Hi, Delana. How's life in sunny Canada? Okay. So I'm going to take my chain nose pliers, and in the kit you get some bent nose pliers, and you can use those. I'm going to squish this down so it's flat. So far, so good. And then keep going. Is everybody seeing okay? I've been trying to get better over these few videos. Trying to stay out of the camera shadow, trying to go slow so it's not too blurry. There's a lot to this. So, Kathy, I'm using 20 gauge for the heart and 24 gauge for the wrap. Actually, Kristen, I moved the tripod a little so that I'm angling my camera so there's no shadow. It's all about learning. There's so much. By the time I'm done with the show, I will be a pro. Thanks, Beverly. I wish I could do it more often, but I've got all the live sales and those kits to make. This is kind of like a little mini working vacation for me. I am having a blast. Alright. Oh, that is staying nicely. I'm just going to do one more. Okay. It is staying where I want it to, not twisting back and forth. And just one more little squish. So nice and secure. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to clip these off real close. And we're going to burnish down those pokey outy bits. as much as we can. If you, on this piece, it's not going to be too bad if they're a little catchy because they're on the sides in the middle of the charm, so it shouldn't bug it too much. Okay, so now we have our heart connected. And now I'm going to clip these wires off right at the bottom of the heart. My phone just went dead. Is everybody still on? It came back on, so it was just like a momentary thing. Do a sound off. Is everybody still on? Okay, good. You know, Kathy, I love the pokey outy bits too. I also say fiddly a lot because that's one of my words. And this project is a little fiddly, I have to say. But one of the things you have to let go is trying to control the wire because it has a mind of its own. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to take these wires and I'm going to just kind of give it a nice little curl by grabbing the bottom of the wire here, just the very tip, and taking my round nose pliers. I'm holding onto the big part of the heart, so that's where the strength is, and I'm just curving around. Oop, and making a little loop. And you know, if you can try and make your little loops match, then that works. Okay, so there's that one. And what you can do is you can take jump rings and connect this part right here to this part right here. And you can make multiple of these and have a cute little bracelet. Well, what do you think? Was that fun? Alright, everybody. We have a show to do, so I'm going to log off. And I hope you guys have an amazing Monday. And have a great day. Bye, everybody.